I do believe. Okay, welcome to the Pirates of Drinax, our weekly traveler game. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. If you're watching on Twitch, scroll down, you should see some tiles there. Each of those tiles will take you to these fine people's websites. If you don't see the tiles, click on my profile image and they should pop up. The first on our list is the Speechless Bard. She and her husband make beautiful leather products for your tabletop role-playing games, such as leather covers for your core rulebook. She's got a full line of dice bracelets if you like to show off your geeky side. She has a leather dice rolling mat that looks like a spell scroll when you roll it up. All of her items are customizable pretty much any way you like. She does all of the work by hand, even going so far as to pick the leather swaths by hand rather than ordering in bulk. She is incredibly talented, very, very wonderful individual. If you are ordering for, even for yourself, but if you're ordering for a gift or something like that, you will want to give yourself a little bit of extra time because she is in the UK and it can take a little bit of time to cross the pond and make it through US Customs. Next on our list is Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes beard products such as oils, balms, butters, and co-wash. They have deodorants. They have spray-on colognes. They have a new product for the ladies called, it's their body lotion, and one of the scents is the Enchantress. I guess it smells like peach nectar or something like that. So there you go, Cameron. You, you better get on that. Wonderful products. Each of their scent profiles is a different fantasy character, as I explained just now. The Enchantress. Today I'm wearing the Hero, which is a cologne-based scent. If you are a first-time purchaser, you can go to fablebeardco.com and register. And if you put in the code FIRST when you're checking out, you can get a second beard oil for free. We love the product. Devin got some for Christmas. I love the product. I've been using it for a while. We definitely recommend it. Next on our list is Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes absolutely wonderful products. Here's an example. This is their player vault, where the plexiglass that attaches to the top of a dice vault and dice tray via magnets is etched with a character screen or character sheet of your choice. They have numerous designs that you can pick from so that you can track with a dry erase pen your temporary hit points or your current hit points or spell slots, notes. They've got a number of different options. That's just one example of things that they make. They also have dice screens and dice towers DM screens and dice towers. Absolutely amazing products. Highly recommended. I will be contacting them here within the next week. They said that I could get some coupon codes to put out. And so I will hand out some of those on stream. So be listening, in the next couple of weeks for some coupon codes for Dogmight. And if you are a fan of our Traveler game, we have a website via Obsidian Portal. Go ahead and click on that link. The adventure log is written in a manner of Traveler News Service news articles, and it details not just what these guys are doing as they get through the Trojan Reach, but really events that are happening in the region around them. And it kind of details the situation as the plot or as the timeline progresses of all the different things that are happening. If you enjoy the content, please give us a fan like. Give us that thumbs up on the front of the page, and we hope you enjoy it. So, where we left off, you guys had gone back to Drinax. You had traveled from Drinax to Keturah. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So Keturah right now is has a massive Ihati Aslan camp on it, and the fear is that they're going to unite under an Ihati leader, and this gigantic warband, the nearest target that with suitable land for all these second sons would be Drinax. And so the king of King Oleb sent you to Keturah, and basically he doesn't care how you do it. You just have to stop them from hitting Drinax. But he wants, it's basically you guys are a deniable asset. They're not going to take any credit for anything that you do. So the reality here is that as far as Drinax is concerned, you don't exist. They don't want their name attached to any thermonuclear weapons or genocide or any of that nature. The obvious choice, of course, is to deal with this by dangling a bigger carrot, so to speak. But before you can really do that, there's a number of other situations going on, and you have met with Utia, who you have now found out is really a female Aslan that has multiple husbands, and one of those husbands occasionally pretends to be Utia, so that the other Aslan do not, basically so that they'll take the starport on Keturah seriously, because they're not going to believe that a female is capable of leading them in any noticeable way. And so you've kind of made friends with Utia, and you've decided to kind of speed up your process. You've got a number of other irons in the fire, and you've got one ability that's going to knock out two of those in one shot. So Tassie Two Toes, who is part of the Aslan underworld on Tyok, wants you to capture a Dustpice freighter and deliver the Dustpice to her. And she, in turn, will then open up Tyok's trading network for you to fence products. Basically, that means that instead of only making about half on a fenced product, you'll make 70% on a fenced product, which is way better for you. And it also opens up multiple ports that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. In the process of that, you get to keep the ship, and Utia needs a ship so that they can up their power requirements and water supply and things like that. So you have traveled back to Drinax, picked up your Harrier, and gone back to your personal space station because you guys wanted to essentially pick up some additional pirate ships, I believe. You wanted to hit this with a small fleet. And so you have arrived back at your space station in the Borite system, and you see that there is, you see that there's a couple of changes. Who's running sensors? Okay, Captain Beth, go ahead and make an electronic sensors plus intellect.
15, dang.
Nice. Okay, so that pretty much picks up everything. So you are making your way to the gas giant, which I'm not sure if it even has a name. It's just the gas giant. I'm sure it does have a name. I'll have to attempt to find that, because that seems rather important since you have a base there. As you're approaching the gas giant, your base, which originally was fairly tiny, seems to have grown a bit. And so your sensors pick up three important additional facts. The base itself hasn't actually, the station itself hasn't actually grown. But in close orbit around your space station, you see that the pirates have built a number of fuel pods. And your sensors are picking up that there are essentially drones that are going and skimming hydrogen from the gas giant and bringing it back and filling up these gas pods. So what happens is pirate ships can come in. They don't have to skim the gas giant. They just refuel at the pods and leave. So you have a gas station.
I'm so proud.
That's the first part. The second part is that they have built scaffolding to build a crude orbital dry dock. And right now in the dry dock, and you might remember this from many episodes ago, there is a Cassie, stop that. There is in this dry dock a passenger liner that you had captured. And it appears that they are in the process of making some modifications to it. Like they're adding gun turrets, and doesn't look like there's any additional armor, but it's a fairly good sized ship. So there's some triple turrets they're throwing in there, and it'll be a glass cannon, but at least it's got a cannon. And the third and final thing that you see is that there is one of your pirate ships is currently docked at the Ford, we're calling it the Ford airlock. This airlock here, if you go, Cassie, I swear to God, cat. So this airlock here, there is a small far trader that is docked there currently, and usually ships only stay docked if they are loading or unloading cargo. So you can only assume that this particular pirate ship is unloading cargo of some kind. And then, of course, the rear aft airlock is currently open and available for docking. So I assume you want to do that. So Ching Shi, make a piloting plus dex check.
There, buddy.
11.
Okay. So yeah, you come in and you dock up to the docking ring, and the crew can disembark. As you make it in here, there is let's see here. Oh, actually, I guess there are. Well, those are airlocks, never mind. I was like, I thought there was more docking rings, but there isn't. So you guys make it to your operations center, and in the operations center, up here in the big circle, you see that there is a new gentleman, and on the tables and around the op center are numerous crates of really high end. I mean, you can read the name on it. This is high end champagne, and you see that there is this fairly dapper looking gentleman, and all of you can make a recon plus intellect check.
I got 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.
6. Oh, it's a 6.
9.
So Ching Shi and Captain Smith, you check this guy out, and the guy, so Keith and Rex are looking at the guy and goes, wow, he's really well dressed. And he is. His clothing appears to be almost like a dense silk. And it's in like light blues and blacks, and he's got a purple cloak, and this guy, his hair is like perfect. But Ching Shi and Captain Beth, you look at the way he's dressed, you're like, that's not dress clothing, that's high-tech level cloth armor. It is actually tech level 10 cloth armor.
Oh, I thought he was a magician.
And he's got a Gauss pistol in a holster, and you can see that on his left side he's got a blade in like a fancy scabbard, and he turns to see you guys walk in, and he goes over and he kind of takes a bow, and he takes Ching-Shi by the hand and kisses her hand. He takes the captain by the hand and kisses your hand. He says, "Welcome. Would you like a bottle of the finest champagne in the Trojan Reach?"
Yes, we do need to christen a new ship soon. So,
Yeah. He says, "You wouldn't dare break a bottle of this." He says, "I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wafa Albrecht." And he kind of takes a bow. And one of the other pirates kind of grunts out. He says, "Yeah, Wafa here was our purser. He's damn good at his job, too." As you can see by this haul of fancy champagne that he got from one of his friends.
that is awesome. I like having this guy on board. I'll introduce myself formally.
So, and he is kind of taken aback. He says, "Oh, my apologies. I didn't realize who you were. You kind of run this little operation."
Yeah, more or less.
He says, "Well, the champagne then, I guess, is a gift to you. I was told to deliver this to you from..." Hold on here, and I will, because I'm terrible with names. Let's see, I believe.
I'm back. Who we killing?
Nobody yet. You're meeting a new pirate. He says this is a gift for the infamous Pirates of Drinax from Tisney Zazzle. And you all know the name Tisney Zazzle. Tisney Zazzle has been a rather infamous or rather famous, not maybe both, holovid star. And she's kind of like Paris Hilton, if Paris Hilton could act. She's been in numerous TV shows, movies. She's a famous singer. And she's kind of like Betty White. She's been around that long.
May her soul rest in peace.
Yes. And Tisney is currently the ruler of Salif, which is a system in the Sindal subsector. Hold on, I can show you, which it might be important. Let's see here. So, depress, here's Sindal. Wait, am I wrong? No, it's Tliawaha. Why does it show it in Sindal? That's weird. Oh, no, it is in Sindal. It is right here. So, 1, 2, 3. So 3 jumps away is Salif. And Tisney is just basically giving a gift. He says that she might need a favor in the future, is basically how he puts it.
Fair enough.
He does tell you, he says that in a recent fracas, there were 3 of your pirate ships, of which he was one of them, or he was aboard one of them as the purser. He tells you that his ship was destroyed. An Imperial patrol cruiser destroyed their vessel. He was lucky to be alive. He was rescued, and the other two ships made it out. So he's now without a crew. He would like to join your crew if the captain would allow it.
Any objections? Yeah. Includes anybody that is hanging around that knows some shit about this guy. If there's anything wrong with him. I don't think there's. All right. Join. Welcome aboard.
The two other ships that he was flying with are also part of our fleet.
Yes.
And can vouch for him that he's like who he says he is and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to can make a carouse check. Either carouse or streetwise, your choice. Plus your charm. And because you're our leaders, you can make that check with a boon. So roll 3 and take the 2 highest.
Oh, much better. 11. There you go. Okay.
I only got 7. My suspicion is coming through. I'm suspicious of everybody.
I got 8.
Okay. What about Rexar? I think Rexar's stuffing his face with pizza.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry.
What'd you get for your either carouse or streetwise plus charm check?
I was muted. I'm sorry. I got this 8.
Okay. So, Qingxi doesn't really get a whole lot of information. It's not really a whole lot of information. She doesn't get the information that she thinks is correct. She has played in too many of my games, metagaming. She's suspicious of everybody. But the rest of you, after knocking back several champagnes, you kind of hear that this guy, he's a bit of a scoundrel. He is known to be a gambler. He's an excellent fence. He has contacts throughout the Trojan Reach underworld. One of them, of course, being Tisney Zazzle. The other is a pirate queen that controls a small planet that may be of future use to you as well. So they can vouch for him. He's an excellent broker. He's good at his job. When focused. If you let him off his leash to do whatever he wants, he can probably get into quite a bit of trouble, either at the gambling table or trying to broker a deal on his own. So it's good to focus on him.
Sounds like he should be with us then.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to lead the feds back to your secret pirate base. So, how many ships do you want to take with you?
Probably 2.
Okay. So, let's see here. What do we have available? Also in your carouse and your carouse check, you kind of realize that 2 people are missing from the station. Their ships aren't anywhere in orbit. And those 2 people are Ferric, and Maria Silverhand are both missing. And the rest of the station tells you that they have not been seen in a good 6 weeks.
Oh, geez. Any information besides that we could find?
Nobody really knows anything about where they are or what happened. But that's what's currently going on. The two ships that are available, there is a Far Trader, a Type A2 Far Trader, and there is a Type 2 Far Trader and yeah, no, not that. That's too big. There's a Type 2 Far Trader and a Seeker mining ship that's been converted, had the mining laser pulled out, and had a triple pulse laser put in.
All right, sounds good.
I keep flipping past the page, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait until they get this. They're going to crap their pants. It's like Christmas. So, the question then is, and I think we discussed this last week, and I don't remember what your answer was. But where, so from, if you look at this center line here, so all the way from basically this green border, which is the Florian League, and as far south, as far east as the red, which is Imperium, that is called the Sindalian Main. And you'll notice that Drinax and Torpal Clark Blue are just off of the Sindalian Main. You'll also notice that Borite is a part of the main. It is a 2 parsec jump as opposed to the rest of the main. So from Noricum all the way to Janus is a main 1 jump main line, which freighters and cruisers use to do most of their trade transport. The question is, where do you want to hit or attempt to find this Dustpice trader?
I think we decided on number 1, but I'm not clear.
That does sound familiar.
So
Okay.
where are we ultimately taking the spice again?
So the spice would go down. The spice will go down to Tyok, and Tyok is not. Yeah, it's down below here. Tyok's not currently on this particular map.
Okay, so it's pretty damn far no matter where we get it from, and then I forget where we're taking the ship.
The ship will go to Keturah, which may not be on here as well. Let me find. There's Drinax.
All right.
I think.
It's just 2 parts.
I think Keturah is right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. All right. Man. None of these planets are very remote, I imagine, because they're all on a trade route.
Right, and if you notice, there's a lot of blue balls here, but which means that those are planets that are water worlds in one form or another. So there's a possibility that several of these worlds could be fairly well populated. I will tell you what I can about number 1. Since you're at your base, you have access to a library computer. Let's see here. Oh, it'd probably help if I grab the right book. Not going to find it in that one. So let's see. Number 1 is in Sindal subsector. Okay. Yep, goes to press. Did I look at that wrong? Yes, I did. So your library computer tells you that number 1, settled as an undersea mining colony and prison planet by the Sindalians, number 1 should not have survived the fall of the Empire. That it not only survived, but flourished is testament both to the stubborn nature of humanity and to the fact that it's hard to leave your home hellhole without jump technology. The atmosphere number 1 is a toxic goop of insidious gases with a high concentration of chlorine and cyanide compounds. The population live in settlements on the seafloor and never emerge from beneath the waves. To live on number 1 is to exist in a realm of tunnels, corridors, pumping stations, and submarines. The planet's starport is located on a tall mountain above the worst of the atmospheric poisons. So it's not likely that there's going to be a whole lot of patrol response at number 1.
Yeah, that sounds like a good choice.
I mean, at least the patrol response wouldn't be coming from the planet itself.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That looks like a good choice then.
Now there is one other one other consideration. Your ship, I believe, has a stealth capability. I think. Earth class, page 49. I mean, in addition to its holographic capabilities, yes, it has superior stealth. What does that mean? That means that you're stealthy. Yes, it does. One here.
So if we have stealth capability, I'm thinking what we do is we all 3 of the ships go together, but we kind of stay hidden until the last moment, and it seems like we're just a far trader and just a trade group.
You could do that, yeah.
Yeah. It would be easier to sneak up on them.
Yeah, it doesn't have one. This is the first time we've ever considered the stealth capabilities, so I'm going to learn with you here. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Ship design, weapons and screens, spacecraft options. Should be under spacecraft options. Sorry, guys.
Doesn't the Harrier have the breaching tube?
Have the yes, it does. Yes, it
The
does.
whole Capri Sun.
Basically, yes. Yes, it shoots a straw into it so you can suck out all the goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, breaching tube. All airlocks include flexible plastic docking tubes that allow passengers to cross from one ship to another. A breaching tube is a military version of this. Instead of a thin Myanmar, the breaching tube is made of a combination of ballistic cloth and reflect. The breaching tube does not end in a docking collar, but in a magnetic clamp with a ring of plasma torches that burn through the hull of an enemy vessel when attached. An attacking ship fitted with a breaching tube gains a +1 to rolls made on the boarding actions table. So yeah, that's. Does it also on your specs for the Harrier? Does it also have forced link apparatus?
I don't have respect for the Harrier hand.
Okay. Let me.
What is it?
Forced linkage apparatus?
No.
Okay. So you do have a holographic hull, which basically allows your ship to change hull colors, add graphics, and adopt a different appearance, though its shape remains the same. That's very peculiar. Huh. Oh, here we go. Superior stealth. Highly advanced stealth coding makes a space station, or in this case, your ship, all but invisible to sensors. This gives a -4 on any electronic sensors checks made to detect or lock onto the ship, with an additional -1 for every tech level the ship is higher than the sensors trying to locate it. It cannot be combined with stealth or reflect, adding superior stealth, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So anybody who tries to detect the Harrier is at a -4. And if you're higher than the... if your tech level for the Harrier is higher than that of the sensors trying to detect you, it is +1 for every level above that. Let's see. Oh, no, it's worse than that. It's DM -6 and -1 for each tech level higher. So,
Okay.
yeah, you are sneaky, sneaky bastards.
So we could sneak up on them and have the other two lay in wait in case they try and escape if we come from one.
Or like Keith suggested, just have the other two act like normal trade ships.
Yeah, that's true. That would the hiding place, plain sight is better. Yeah. So they'll be there to assist if you need it, but I like the Capri Sun maneuver plan.
Yeah. The Harrier, which I should probably put a pin in this. So the Harrier is tech level 15. So the usual tech level is going to be between 10 and 12. So that's going to mean like anywhere from a +8 to a +10, or a -8 to -10 for their sensors to detect you. You're basically flying a, well, it's a lot like a Klingon bird of prey. I don't mean to evoke that kind of, parlance, but it really is true. You're flying a stealth bomber. that's practically invisible. So, Qingxi, go ahead and make an astrogation check. And you only have to make one because you're docked and you're kind of pre-plotting out your course.
Okay. Pre-planning. And that's intellect too, right? Application intellect.
Yeah, either intellect or education, your choice.
Okay. 14.
All right. Wow. So that is an exceptional success.
Yeah.
You succeeded in an impressive or elegant fashion. So, we'll get the show on the road. Keith Clark, go ahead and make a J drive plus intellect or education with a +6.
So that is 17.
Okay. So, Jesus. That is also an exceptional success. And you guys come out right on target. We're going to fast track through all of this and get right to number one. You are going from Borite to Noricum, and then probably just skipping Thebes and going straight to number one. And when you reach number one, you are able to come out right, like, dead on the 100 diameter limit from number one. I mean, you're maybe 2 meters off the dead on mark. It's amazingly close. You see that there is a small convoy that is moving through the number one system. This convoy consists of 2 far traders, an old Baleine frontier transport that's known as the Tough Trader. That's your target. There is also two 4,000-ton Reach freighters. These are large, enormous bulk transports. I mean, they're loaded down with. They have 2,273 metric tons, D-tons of cargo space. So that's a lot of space. I mean, that's basically a shopping mall of nothing but crates. The Lost Ark of the Covenant's probably in there. And escorting these ships. And this is the part where you might poop yourself. So hold on. Escorting these ships is a Fer-de-Lance Destroyer Escort. It is 1,000 tons. It has 4 triple missile turrets and 6 triple beam turrets. This thing has a capacity of 384 missiles. And that's escorting. It is also a TL-15 vessel. It is flying the Imperial Starburst on the side. What are your orders, Captain?
Faster than all of our ships?
It has thrust 6, so it's at least as fast as your ship, and it is capable of jump 4, but it is limited by the slowest ship in its convoy. So they're basically limping along at one, jump 1 as this little convoy makes its way. So your other 2 ships radio in. They want to know what your orders are.
So this is not in order yet. I'm discussing it with the crew, but I wonder what would happen if one of our other ships shot at the security guy from like as far away as possible to try and draw them off while we punchy straw the other one.
That doesn't seem like it would work very well because the security ship is so big and fast.
Yeah, it's a 1,000-ton vessel.
Yeah. It seems like it would overtake the other ship rather quickly.
Well, that's why I'm thinking out loud about like what we could do to try and fuck with it.
So here's one other consideration to think of, and I love your idea of using the breaching tube. The problem is the breaching tube drills a hole into the side of the ship, which is once the breaching tube disconnects, that means all the atmosphere blows out the hole. You want this ship.
It's true.
Maybe we should use the breaching tube on the security ship and take that part.
I mean, we want the ship, but if it's well placed with airlocks and stuff, yes, there is a hole, and yes, one section will vent atmosphere, but that won't affect the cargo inside.
So,
and then we can repair it and use it as a ship after the fact.
So the first thing is, Captain Smith, go ahead and make an electronics plus intellect check, so that you can get a layout of where these guys are.
10.
Okay, so on your 10, you can see that the Baylern, the Baleine frontier transport that is your target, 300-ton tough trader, is lagging behind the rest of the group. The other two bulk transports, the reach freighters, are close to the destroyer escort, but they're like 20,000 kilometers. Which would be, I mean, we're gonna have to switch to range bands. So, where are my range bands? I thought they were here somewhere. There we go. Spacecraft range bands. They're at long range from the Baleine. So, it's going to take them a while to come back. But the problem is that Fer-de-Lance doesn't really have to come back. It can turn those 4 triple missile turrets and fire 12 missiles in a volley at you.
Is there a chance of punchy strawing the security ship and taking it? Or is it far too many people for us to find it through?
It has a crew of a captain, 3 pilots, astrogator engineer times 6, maintenance crew times 2, a medic, 20 gunners, an administrator, and 4 officers. And that's not including any Marines that they have on board. Let me see, does it have...
Could we punchy straw their barracks and fly away so it decompresses all?
It does not have a barracks, so that may be all... 20 gunners, though. Just that alone is outmatching you.
So I'm thinking we sneak up behind the
traitor,
the ship that is our target. Yeah, sneak up behind it and try to get on it from behind while the other ships aren't even aware of it. That's that.
How about we sneak up on them?
Won't they just use their comms to tell the other things?
You have a you have a countermeasure suite, so you can jam all their communications.
Okay, all right, let's do that.
We can jam a single ship without jamming all of them. Because like if the big fatty destroyer is like, our comms are jammed.
Yeah.
We've got exactly 5 seconds of surprise that have now been blown.
Yeah.
On the big ship, I'll kill everyone on it. Easy win.
If our ships are joined together, I don't think that they're going to try and blow us up because they'll probably fuck up the other ship really hard. So I'm actually not really sure what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They run the risk of hitting their own ships.
Hold on here. Here you go. Countermeasure Suite. Suite is specifically designed for jamming enemy transmissions. Note, however, that Mason transmissions cannot be jammed. I don't think that's an issue here. Countermeasure Suite grants a +4 to all attempts at jamming and electronic warfare, regardless of usual DM and sensor suite it is attached to. Countermeasure Suite, it doesn't matter. So you would have a +4 on jamming attempts. You could try, I guess you could try to limit the range. But here's the thing about jamming communications is that it will give away your position. Obviously, when communications get jammed, they've already got 3 other ships. All they have to do is triangulate, and they're going to know something's going on. So, but you have 2 other vessels. What do you want them to do?
So we could set up a.
Maybe they could get the attention another way.
Yeah.
Well, so how about the old use the hologram to make our ship look like an Imperial ship, and we throw on our old uniforms, and then act friendly.
Bring your Aslan prisoner on.
Where are you taking this thing?
Star Wars ripoff. But like, since we can make the ship look Imperium, and then hide our Aslan friends or pretend that we've taken him prisoner for a transfer somewhere, then like, since I was in the Navy, I've got a uniform, and any other officers probably have old uniforms.
Yeah.
So at least on the surface, we would look like we were on their side.
I think you guys stole some old Sindalian uniforms too. I mean, you should have plenty of uniforms.
Importing a lot of stuff. So
Hear me out. My battle dress looks human. If we cut the visors on, my name is Bob. I am a human.
Sure, you're 8 feet tall, but no one will know.
That's the battle dress.
Yeah, he's got stilts.
I thought of one other scheme, which is to make our ship look really ritzy and look like we're trying to outbid whoever the trader is going to sell the spice to.
Well, that's a good idea.
And then we meet up and rob them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like we're trying to like skim before they get to their next port, buy it before they get to their next port.
Yeah, like we think that Dustpice is going to be the next big thing, so we want to like invest in it by hoarding a whole bunch of it and waiting for the price to go up. Like,
Right,
we
corner
can
the market.
Yeah, pretend to be upper class twits of the year, kind of types.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then go on board to inspect the merchandise.
Yeah, and give them money and stuff, and we'll just rock them and just take everything. So I think I don't know. That seems like if we can convince them, that's the best option. If it doesn't work, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
But
It's an interesting idea. I kind of like it.
I don't know.
So
Well, because
the other 2 ships. What do we do with the other 2 ships?
So I'm sorry. What was your question?
What can we do with the other 2 ships?
So the other 2 ships have radioed, or one of the other ships has radioed you. They've been picked up by the Fer-de-Lance's sensors, and the Fer-de-Lance is requesting flight plan and affiliation. It's the Far Trader that has been detected. He's requesting. He wants to know what you want to tell him.
Didn't we give them a plan to look like merchants before this? They should have something.
Okay.
I thought.
And is there gas giant nearby? They could just say they misjumped to skim.
Let me see.
You know what I mean? Like they could say, "Well, we were trying to skim some fuel, but we are a little off our target."
They could do that.
I'm not seeing one, but let me double check. Oh, wonderful. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, number 1 does have a gas giant. Yeah, you could use that as an excuse if you wanted.
They're just fueling.
He has temporarily told them that that he's currently having some comms issues and to please hold.
Everything's fine here.
Ching-Chi's excuse is good. We should use it.
So you want them to tell them that they're just heading to the gas giant? Okay. Ooh, and he gets a 12 on his deception, and the Fer-de-Lance has accepted that your other 2 ships haven't advanced on them at all, so the Fer-de-Lance is like, okay. And so the captain of the Far Trader kind of remaneuvers himself and appears to be heading towards the gas giant at a very slow rate. He's kind of waiting to see what you want him to do.
Are we going to be the risky idiots?
Yeah, I think that the only way that we're going to have a chance at being successful, given their firepower, is being sneaky. I don't. This isn't something we're going to be able to outrun or anything like that.
Okay, so since you haven't tried this before, does anybody have any skill in art?
Art.
No, I got like a 0, you know.
That is better than a -3.
I should have had some in art because of my poetry, but
well, Aslan poetry can tend to be like Vogon poetry. Or you could have the new guy do the art. He's got I think he's got a +1, +2 in art.
Ooh, cool.
You want him to do it?
Yeah, plus we were on that Risk Guy ship just a little while ago, so...
So he gets an exact 9, which is a +2. So he goes over and uses the stylus and kind of does some artwork, and your holographic projectors change the outside of your ship to be to like a white and with gold inlay design on your ship paint job.
Nice.
Who is going to? Or, I mean, obviously, you're going to want to radio the Baleen before, just trying to dock. Because if you just try to dock, they're going to shoot at you.
Is there a way to so the fact that this ship has Dustpice is insider information, right?
Correct.
And is there a way to mass text the whole wanted Dustpice, willing to pay some ridiculous ass price for it?
Well, we wouldn't want to send it to everybody, but we certainly could send it to them.
So that it looks like a mass message.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Somebody with electronics communications plus intellect or EDU can go ahead and make that check.
All right.
If you also have deception, I will allow you to make that with a boon.
I do not have deception. Does anybody have? Doesn't Ching-Chi have it? Do you want to roll with a boon?
Okay, I have, let's see. I've got deception at one.
So this instead of a boon, this will be a task chain. So Ching-Chi, go ahead and make a deception plus charm check for the text message that you're sending out, or just a recorded voice message.
8.
Okay.
Wait, no, 9. 9.
9. Okay. So then Keith, go ahead and make a electronics comms check plus intellect with a +1.
Okay. That is that's a 12.
Oh. All right. So you send out this broadcast. So you're tight beaming it just to the Belane, or are you trying to make it seem like it's going out to everybody, or are you broadcasting it to everybody?
We're just sending it. I don't know.
It's up to Keith how he wants to beam this transmission.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could send it out to, the entire area so that every ship in the area gets it, which would probably be a CYOA, but you could just tight beam it directly to the Belane.
Right. So
Yeah, I suppose if you decided you wanted to tight beam it, then you could make it sound like you wanted to bribe them. Or something,
they would be at a -4 to
guys knowing, and that's why we got to keep it a secret.
They would be at a -4 to determine that you're not broadcasting it to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I think we try not to broadcast it to everybody, because if we do, then a lot of attention on ourselves.
So they fail with a -5, and they think that everybody got it. And they respond back. They radio back. The captain comes on your screen and says, "We're carrying how much? We're carrying 60 tons of Dustpice."
It's our lucky day.
And not
We
only
had no idea.
too, right? Because we're gonna strike up such a great deal. They really lucked out that we came.
So
along.
something to keep in mind: you only have 29 tons of cargo space.
We'll have to call for some extra ships, buy some, perhaps.
So yeah, he comes back on and he says, yeah, we're carrying 60 tons of Dustpice. We'd be willing to sell it. We'd be willing to sell it for 500 credits per ton.
That's a deal, but I need to tell you that our ship's psychic has determined that this will become the new currency in this quadrant. Are you sure you want to sell us all of it?
Well, no, maybe we should only sell part of it. How many tons are you looking to purchase?
Well, as much as possible, but I don't want to deprive you of the opportunity to get in on this.
Says, no, I can see that. How about we sell you 20 tons?
Let me confer with my crew for a moment, and then I mute the communications, and then we all laugh a whole bunch. So the camera systems.
Well, okay, wait. So if it's 20 tons and it's $500 or 500 credits a ton,
Correct.
Mhm.
then why would we have to fight for it?
Well, you want the ship too.
Usually I'd be like, yes, murder hobos, yes, kill everyone. But we're outgunned, we're outnumbered, we can afford it.
We need the ship.
Yeah, but you want the ship too. This is a kill two birds with one stone kind of thing.
All right, well then at least we can, I guess, we can show that we've got the credits to pay. Like, we can prove we can pay for it if they let us on board.
Here's the other question. Besides Ching Shi, who has piloting capabilities?
I believe I do.
Yeah, I think Captain.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. You have a ship, so.
I'm good. I got one in.
Because one of you is going to have to go onto this ship to fly it.
True.
So where should we meet to do the deal?
The captain comes by and says, "You can dock right now if you'd like. We can transfer it over to your vessel."
Great.
All right.
Small group. How many people do you have over there to help? Because we're a skeleton crew, and we need as many hands as we can get to make the transfers. How many people you got over there?
We're a small freighter. We only have 5 people on my entire crew.
Excellent.
This might take a while then.
Which, that's okay. Definitely don't ask any of the other ships for help. Go ahead and say anything.
So are you going to dock with them?
Yeah.
Okay. Ching Shi, make a piloting plus dex check.
13.
Okay. So you dock with them, no problem. Before you leave the bridge, you get a message from the Seeker mining ship that the Fer-de-Lance Escort is now radioing them. They've been detected and want to know what their purpose in number 1 is.
Maybe they're looking for work because they're a mining ship and it's a
Okay.
planet.
Okay. Yeah, he tells them that they are currently prospecting. Nothing to see here. They're going to check out the belts around the gas giant to see if there's any ore to be had. And the captain of the Fer-de-Lance sends a message back. It seems like an awful lot of ships are heading for the gas giant number 1 today. Well, good luck. We hope you strike it rich.
We plan to strike it rich. Thanks.
Okay, so you dock up with the Belaine, the tough trader, and they seem to have an awful lot of beds for
just 5 people.
For just 5 people, right? Well, they do also occasionally have passengers, but there's a lot of bunks here. Let's see here. Who all is going aboard? Everybody?
I'll go aboard.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really in fear of it being stolen right now, so I think we should all probably go aboard.
Okay. Well, we will put Rexar out front since that seems to be his thing.
let's try and make it to the front before we pull any guns out so that they can't, like, kill anybody.
Well, then the question is, how are you guys armed? What are you wearing?
The fanciest shit that we own. To sell
My
it.
battle dress is pretty fancy.
It is.
I've hot glued glitter all over my combat armor.
Oh, yeah, it's really bedazzled.
Bedazzled the shit out of your combat armor?
I already bedazzled it some, so it is extra bedazzled. I look like a disco ball.
Okay.
Where I come, I'm fancy.
But you're wearing combat armor, and Rexar's wearing his battle dress. Is that correct?
Do we have, like, cloaks or something put over it? I don't fucking know. Okay.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you could use deception to explain away Rexar.
If you're a super fancy captain, if you're super fancy, and Keith Clark is super fancy, then you could have personal guards. Like we're going on to this ship of people we don't know to make a deal. You're rich, so you're not gonna just walk in like I have lots of credits. And
That's true.
So we're just security. With no threat, just your security.
If everyone wears top hats.
And a monocle. I painted a monocle on my combat armor.
on the faceplate of your combat armor.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Vintage military uniform type thing, parts of it.
So yeah, you've got Sindalian dress uniforms. You and Keith could dress up in those.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I do want the top hats if you have them, though. That's like sell it.
Make sure that Keith's wearing his Sindalian officer's sword.
Of course.
So you come aboard, and you are immediately greeted at the airlock by two Marines. This guy and this guy. And they immediately see this 8-foot tall battle dress walking in, and they draw weapons. Who wants to make a deception check to try to explain away the battle dress and the combat armor?
I think it'd be more natural for me to do it, but I think you have
Because we're saying you're like, I mean, if there was a way I could like support you in that, can I aid? But yeah, I think it's got to come from you. If I'm just a lowly security guard, then it's got to come from you.
Do you have deception at all?
I had 0. So
okay, so at least it's not a negative. So yeah, go ahead and make a deception plus charm.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him that my father insists on having this security follow me everywhere, and it always is constantly changing my goddamn style. And I got a 7.
These guys have drawn out Gauss pistols, and they're not. That's all they're carrying. They are wearing flak jackets. They tell you they are not okay with the 8-foot tall battle dress or the marine-looking person in combat armor, and I assume that now. Rex, what kind of gun are you carrying? You're not using the PGMP.
No, I got my axe and my Yehar rifle.
Okay, and Ching-Shi, what?
I was gonna say, wow, just goes up my eyes and you draw pistols on me, man. All you humans are the same.
Racist. And Ching-Shi, I assume you have your advanced combat rifle.
Yeah, but I am going to make as non-threatening as possible, like I'm assuming I can have it slung over a shoulder
Right.
rather than. So it's like, yes, it's over my shoulder, but my hands are up. Like I don't want any trouble. I'm just here. Like I just get paid to follow her around.
So
I don't want to start anything with you.
So the two Marines are like, they tell you, oh, that's the wrong button.
Yeah, I start crying. Does that do anything?
They tell you the Aslan in the battle dress has to stay here, but why don't the captain and Ching Shi come with us? We'll take you to the meeting area, and Keith and the Aslan Rexar stay here. Because the battle dress just really makes us nervous.
Okay.
That's cool. Then they're flanked.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
They're stuck in here with me.
I'm gonna boop 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 that into my comms. Like now we've got them surrounded. Boop boop. boop.
So Beth and Ching Shi, you come into their communal area. There are two Marines stationed here as well. This Marine comes up and stands here. And the captain comes out. His name is Gregory Belichev. Or Gregory Belichov, my mistake. And he comes out and he sits down at the table and he says, all right, let's talk trade. We agreed 500 credits per ton for 20 tons of Dustpice. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I see you're smart. You travel well armed.
It's not really by choice. My dad forces me to have a lot of security because he's worried about me.
Oh, yes. Fathers can be that way. I'm a father myself. Always protective of our little girls.
Aww.
He says, so will that be cash or credit ship?
Do we have to move the spice first, or how do we do this to make sure everybody gets what they want?
Well, he would kind of like to conclude the deal first, and then he'll send his Marines to start helping you move the spice from their cargo hold to yours. I guess the question in my head is, how are you guys going to facilitate taking this ship? I mean, when are you going to launch your plan? Or do you have a plan?
Gun on me? I gotta have my gun.
Oh yeah, you've at least. I mean, I would imagine in fancy dress you've got your Gauss pistol and whatever knife you have on you.
Okay. So
The Gauss pistol's a mini machine gun in and of itself, so.
I'll say it's credit, and I'll fumble around in my fancy lady purse, and then I'll pull out the gun and point it at him.
Shouldn't we let the Marines move around just in case we can't take the ship?
No, we're gonna take this ship to one place, and we're gonna have our other two ships take the spice to Taffy Two Toes.
Okay, I'm just thinking like at least we could use the labor, and maybe then the Marines are on our ship facing battle dress. Like some of the Marines are on our ship facing battle dress while we're trying to take this ship over.
Well, I'm at the point where I gotta pay the guy, so what else am I gonna do?
That's true.
I'm not gonna give him the fucking money, so.
If you do pay him, then they're really not gonna expect there to be any problems. I just feel like we're rolling around in credits and we have plenty of money. So if you're just like beep, beep, boop, beep, and they're like, great, And then he keeps a Marine or two on his ship, and the other Marines are moving spice onto our ship. And Fuzzy McBattledress is on our ship, ready to take down those Marines. Like,
Okay, that's
he
way
can
smarter.
effectively split their party.
How much credits was it? 20K?
Only 10,000.
500 times 20.
Does 10K?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. That's not that bad.
And then there's no suspicion. It'll chill the Marines out. We can get at least some of them onto our ship while they're moving spice. And then Rexar being on their ship moving cargo is also not suspicious, right?
Okay.
If you're like, hey, can the super buff giant dude in the armor that helps him lift weight come back onto your ship so that he can move cargo?
I will be right back.
You're like, well, yeah, of course. And we've paid them so they don't expect there to be any nefarious anything.
That's true. Okay, I'll pay him. Fuck, that's a good point. Okay, I didn't realize how little of our money it was going to take up. Yeah, it's like a pittance, and we're like basically buying the ship.
That's the thing is, if we didn't like need the ship for the other part of the job, I would say like, yeah, let's just buy it and go. Cool, but we do need the ship. So,
All right. Good point. Okay, I'll hear
especially
it.
if you pull the gun as we're set up right now, it's you and me versus like 5 Marines. It seems scary.
Yeah, that's a little much.
I mean, we're good, but I don't know if we're that good. Especially with her not in armor.
Okay, so you're going to pay him?
Yes.
Okay. So you transfer over 10,000, and he says, "Oh, okay, excellent." And one of the Marines pulls out his mobile comm, and he says, "Oh, sir, you're probably going to want to look at this." And says, "Oh, what now?" And says, "I don't know. It's an information wanted notice on a commerce raider." And so this guy looks at it. Ooh. Yeah. He's like, he puts it on a table in front of Captain Beth and goes, "You wouldn't know anything about this." And there's a picture of your ship, not in its current paint scheme, of course, from Imperial authorities wanting more information about a what appears to be a pirate raid around Marduk. Evidently, it hit some far trader captain out there and took all of his cargo.
There's so much opportunity in the universe. Why would anybody steal?
Mate, that was
You
so.
know how many times we get mistaken for those assholes?
Oh my god. So, Beth, that was such a quick comeback. Make a deception check with a boon.
Looks like I got a 9.
And Ching Shi, go ahead and make a deception check as well.
10.
Okay. He's like, "Yeah, you don't seem like you're the pirating type." Yeah. No, he hands the mobile comm back to his Marine. He goes, yeah, stand down. Go get something to eat. And so this Marine's like, all right. And he goes over here and he gets something to eat. And he looks at the other guy and he goes, well, take him to the cargo hold. Show him where the Dustpice is. So I need to zoom way out so I can find the cargo hold, which is down here. And there is this right here is a tube that takes you down to here. And you see that there is a docking ring back here, or really it's another iris valve leads out of the ship to unload cargo. And this Marine comes down to help with cargo. What do you want Rexar to do?
Can you help them load shit for now?
Okay. So
Yeah, I think if we can convince him that like the job will go way faster if he's able to help. Like, I understand why you're nervous. He can make people nervous, but this job will go 5 times faster.
The captain has been paid. He's perfectly happy with that idea. Where do you want Keith to go?
Somewhere murdery. No, in the cockpit.
Somewhere murdery.
Hiding in the shadows, ready to murder. Just kidding.
Huh.
Unless you
Where
want
do you want to go?
I'd like to go wherever this captain is. And yes, where is he?
Okay.
keep having a beer with the captain.
Hang out with him for a minute.
Okay, so you can go in here and have a beer with the captain.
Yeah, we really plan ahead to get it's anybody holding sedatives. You can roofie the captain at least. Slow him down.
You could attempt that if you'd like. I mean, so
I'm just spitballing. I'm just throwing stuff out there and
Oh
see
my
what.
god. Do we have that fancy champagne?
oh, I'm sure that Wafa took a crate of that with him.
We have fancy champagne. That's good. All right. He'll wake up on fantasy.
Just leave him on leave the whole crew on fantasy. What's left of them? Yeah, here's your new home. Have fun.
Amazing. Yeah, we should, because then we can do like once all the cargo's moved, then we'll be like, hey, Marines, everybody, let's party, and then roofie all of them, and then just take off. Just their whole crew just host a party after the deal is done. Celebrate.
Give them all fast drug in their champagne so that they're all in a coma.
Like a poison ring in every single bottle.
I do have a bunch of that.
You do.
Yeah.
I think you got both fast and slow. So okay. So shit. So
So this isn't going how you expected at all.
I didn't know what to expect. You guys always come up with fairly interesting things. So the Ching-Shi, Rexar, and Captain Beth, these three Marines help you carry over 20 tons of the cargo to your ship. So you are on your ship now. Where do you want to have this little champagne party? On your ship or on their ship?
Don't you think?
I don't know. Probably on theirs, I guess.
Okay. So, first of all, Captain Beth, make a medic plus intellect or education check to see how much fast drug you're putting into the champagne.
So we fast puts them to sleep.
You what?
We fast puts them to sleep.
So the fast drug,
I don't want them all to be like methed out and ready to fight.
No, it's the opposite of what you would think.
Just checking.
I'll tell you exactly what Fast Drug does.
Like, no, don't do that.
Drugs and pharmaceuticals.
Oh, there's a chapter.
Do they not have?
I believe you.
Yeah, so slow drug. Oh, here it is. Also called hibernation. This drug puts the traveler into a state akin to suspended animation, slowing their metabolic rate down to a ratio of 60-1. A subjective day for the traveler is actually 2 months. Fast drug is normally used to prolong life support reserves as a cheap substitute to a cryobirth. So essentially, these guys are going to be down and out, but it's also usually administered in a medical environment. So what did you get on your medic check?
15.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that is an exceptional success. You won't be killing anybody, which is, probably preferable. I don't know, maybe. I mean, I don't know, maybe you wanted to kill somebody, but... All right, so you are going to recommend that you want to serve them champagne. Where did Rexar go?
Right here.
No, I know. I'm looking for your token. For some reason... 1, 2, 3. Oh, there he is. So, how do you want to... So you guys come back, and you've got this crate of champagne that you've syringed through the cork. How do you promote this idea of a champagne toast?
What's the robot that serves drinks? I forgot what it is.
Oh, your steward bot?
Yeah, I'll say, we just got a brand new steward bot. You want to try and break it in?
Okay, so you bring over the steward bot. Teddy's all dejected. Like, fucking robot took my job. Took my gerb! Goddamn robots always taking people's jobs. I'm gonna go union. So the steward bot comes over and it's got, this tray on it. It opens up and this tray comes out with these champagne flutes, which your ship, being the Harrier, has plenty of those. And so how are you going to present this?
A toast to friendship or...
Make a deception check, and I'll allow you. You can make this deception check with a +4.
How about congratulations on being 10,000 rich, and may we all become a lot richer.
That's pretty good too. So you can also make a check with a +4.
I got 10.
Okay.
I got 14.
Nice. All right. And so the captain's like, "Oh, sure, why not? One flute of champagne isn't going to hurt anybody." And he says, "Is there enough here for all of my crew?"
Bring them all up, everybody.
Yeah.
We don't want anyone to feel left out, so bring your whole crew.
There's a little...
I'm sure your engineer would be pissed if they got skipped.
Yeah, there's a whole little New Year's party going on here.
The more the merrier.
Okay, so they all come in to the common area. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Captain. Thank you. You're a very generous crew. And they all take a drink. And I'm just going to make one endurance check for all of them because there's quite a few. Well, I'll make one for the Marines. Ooh.
Are we making it? They can't. They can't have too much faster, right?
Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. So the Marines are all feeling quite wobbly. The captain passes out at the table. The astrogator passes out at the table. The two gunners pass out at the table. So let's see here. Astrogator, or no, that's a gunner, captain, gunner, and the engineer passes out. That's a Marine. Here's the astrogator. I'm moving them over so I can get rid of them. And the engineer. They all go away. The Marines, however. Oh, there
You guys aren't looking so good. You need a hand getting to bed?
Leave him where he's at.
You guys, I thought Marines could hold their liquor.
They're like, there's something wrong with this champagne, and they are fumbling for weaponry.
I would like to just shove the two next to me over and go, no, go to sleep.
I mean, surely we can just kind of disarm them.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ew.
sounds like we can. Just I'll take that. Thank you.
Oh my god, it pretty much works though.
Yeah.
Everybody roll initiative. And that's Dex or Intellect. And you want to get 8. 8 or better is a positive. Less than 8 is a negative.
You're looking at.
Rexar or Keith Clark, which one of you wants to go first?
There's no Rexar.
Okay. So Rexar, you get a surprise attack. You want to push these two guys over, just shove them.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a melee unarmed attack to shove them.
With the battle dress, I have +3 strength, right? Not +2.
Correct.
Okay. $11.
Okay. Roll 1d for damage.
4.
Okay, so these guys take 4 points of damage, and you shove them down and they go prone.
Really don't get after sleepy time. Those guns look really heavy.
You'll love it.
Captain Beth, you see this Marine here trying to fumble and reach for a Gauss pistol. What would you like to do?
I will try to disarm him because I'm not all fucked up on drugs. So
That's
it's
true.
gonna be-
Okay. So you go ahead. I guess that'll be a melee, or well, it'll be a grapple check. So go with a melee unarmed, and you're at +4 because he's so out of it.
So if I have one in melee, but
So
I'm
if
getting
so you have one in melee. Is it melee blade?
no, it's just melee. I don't know. I
I
didn't.
guess you didn't assign it.
Okay.
I put one of my skill points there and didn't do anything.
So there's natural, which you being a human don't really have a natural. There's unarmed, and then there's blade. So one of those three you would take a specialty in at one. I would assume that I don't know. You could go unarmed. You go full Karate Kid on him.
Just the +4. I rolled 8, so it should be like 12 anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like fine.
So roll. So I am going to 12. 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, you reach over and so roll 1d for damage.
2.
Okay, so you kind of wrench his hand and pull his gun out of his holster, and you now have his Gauss pistol in your hand, pointed at him. What would you like to do? Is there anything you want to do with your minor action, or stay where you're at? Because you still got you've got his hand, kind of his wrist bent back.
I'll kick him away with my foot. I'll shove him away.
Okay.
It's nap time, but it'll sound badass. Okay. Anyway.
So he hits the wall, he hits the bulkhead, and he goes prone. He's still awake, but he's prone, and he's unarmed. So he has a number of problems.
Yeah. What now?
Does the ship have a break?
Probably not, but you could possibly lock them. You could possibly lock them in one of the bunk rooms.
Well, and with Keith's computer skills, he could probably lock it from the outside.
Right. Well, you could lock it from the bridge.
Reverse code the lock so that you're locking it from the outside instead of from the inside.
Yeah, you can lock it from the bridge.
Sweet.
So how many are there of these guys?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in this room. 3 of them are prone. 1 of them is unarmed. Ching Shi, you've got this guy right next to you. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna do the same move. I've got my specialty for melee 1 is blade, but that would make me melee 0, right?
Correct, for unarmed, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Captain Beth, for melee, for 1, put down that you have melee 1 unarmed. So you've got a little bit of you've taken some martial arts.
Cool.
Okay. But I get +4 too. 4 as well. Yeah.
Correct, because they are way out of it.
12.
Okay, Jesus. Okay. That's a +4, so roll 1d +4 for damage.
9. I might have overdone it.
And actually, this guy took more than that. So, Ching Shi reaches out and punches the guy in the throat, and he's like, ah! And then reaches over as a minor action and draws his pistol. So you now have his Gauss pistol and pointing it at him. You haven't even unslung your rifle yet.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do for my movement is I'm gonna move towards the bridge
Okay.
because, as we discussed before, someone's got to fly our ship. Someone's got to fly this ship.
Okay, and you can get just inside the bridge.
So I'll start just heading towards the helm of the ship.
Okay. We're to Rexar. There's one other guy who's standing, and he hasn't done anything yet. What would you like to do with him?
Is he reaching for his pistol?
Yeah, they were all trying to draw weapons.
The guy closest to me, I want to take his helmet off and throw it at the guy who's still up. I'm just trying to knock him over.
Okay, so your minor action would be taking the helmet off of the guy on the floor. So go ahead and make... Oh, shit. This is going to be an improvised... Go ahead and make a... Dexterity plus melee unarmed check. You should have unarmed at least at 0, because you've got natural and blade.
I have it at 1.
So, yeah.
That's,
so
12.
it would be, and you get to add a +4 to that.
Oh, 16.
Okay. So roll. Shit. 2d minus 2 plus 4.
That's 8.
Okay.
Plus.
You smacked this guy in the face with the helmet, but he doesn't go down. He's still standing. He's like, "Ow, that really hurt."
I'll do it again if you don't lay down.
Keith,
Your
what,
buddy over here has a second helmet.
Keith, what would you like to do?
So there's one guy standing and the rest are all laying down on the ground. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. I think I will just draw my weapon and point it at the guy and say, "Lay down."
This is happening. Make your peace.
Go ahead and make a persuasion plus. I guess it would be a persuasion plus dex check because you're threatening him with your gun.
Okay.
And +4 because he doesn't have all his faculties.
Right. So that's 13.
Okay. He takes his gun and drops it on the floor and gets down.
Smart move.
Dun, dun, dun.
Time to collect these guys.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. So are you putting them 2 to a room? Is that... I mean, there's 2 bunks in each room.
You don't want them to be lonely.
Keep them comfy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
For a long
yeah.
sleep, so keep them comfy.
I really do want to drop them off in fantasy, though. Like,
It's on the way.
Yeah.
So you have one other hurdle to get through, and the problem, of course, is that so Ching Shi is planning on flying this ship, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
The other problem is that the controls are currently locked to the captain of this ship, Gregory Belichov.
Like biometrically, or
That is a good possibility, yeah.
Turn off
dump
that
him
stand.
to the captain's chair, and you can just sit on him and pilot.
Ooh.
Well, you could use his you could use his
There you go.
you could use his hand.
It's okay.
You could put his hand on the biometric scanner to unlock the ship and then reassign the new crew. I mean, you don't even really have to hack the ship. I mean, you have everything needed to transfer ownership to yourselves. So, who is flying the Harrier then? I guess Captain Beth? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, which one of you... So, I guess Qing-Shi, you probably have astrogation better. Qing-Shi, go ahead and make an astrogation check to get out of here.
11.
Okay. I will show you the stats real quick for the Tough Trader. This is not a lightly armed freighter.
Now, because I read and watch The Expanse too much, one of the things they do is they slave ships to each other.
Right.
So that either ship can control both ships at any given moment. Is that something that we would be able to do so that I don't need someone on my jump drive and I don't need someone in my gunner, like in my turret while I'm flying?
No.
It's a completely different universe, so if it's not possible, that's totally okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be... What you could do is, so if Keith wanted to part with AX-57, your droid, could run the jump drive on your ship.
Because I will need
They're like me. We can never be separated.
I mean, like, for example, I have one of the drive engineering things. I have that, yes, but I can't do it both by myself. And like, I have turret gunner, but I can't do that while I'm flying. So,
right.
If I could borrow your friend the droid, that'd be really handy.
You can fire the turrets from the piloting seat, but you're going to be, because you're doing multiple things, you're going to be at a -3 for each additional thing that you're doing.
Fair.
So, you can have AX-57 on your ship. Wafa can stay on the Harrier because he has the gunner skill. So there's a gunner there, at least for one of the turrets. If Rexar wants to do gunnery on this ship, he could.
That seems like a fair way to split it up.
Okay. So your droid is now in engineering on this ship, and Keith and Captain Beth are on the Harrier. And Qing-Shi, you made your astrogation check.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get?
11.
Okay. That is a +5. And AX-57 gets a 12 on his jump. Beth Smith, do you have astrogation?
1.
Nice. Go ahead and make an astrogation plus intellect or EDU check.
12.
Okay. You note on the sensors that the Destroyer Escort has seen the Tough Trader jump out and has dispatched a modular cutter. Now, usually this means the modular cutter is going to be filled with some Marines coming your way, but it's not going to get there in time. Keith, go ahead and make a J drive +5 to your check.
Wow. He rolled 2 6s.
Oh. You're on target, and you guys jump out. And you are headed towards Fantasy.
Yay. Planet Zoolander. Let's go.
I don't know if Fantasy is on this map.
That's amazing. Well done, everybody.
That was probably the most interesting bit of piracy I've seen in a while. Yeah, Fantasy's not on this map. It's going to take you a while, though. In fact, I can tell you.
It's worth it.
Unless we want to drop them off at the world and see how the world's doing instead.
So you're looking at standard cruise would be 16 weeks to get to fantasy. If you wanted to really speed that up with frontier fueling, you could technically drop that to 8. But you're probably going to have to make some morale checks if you do that.
I thought maybe we could get one of our other ships to haul their bodies over there, maybe.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. If that's the case, then you don't have to technically go to fantasy. You could, I'm in the wrong window. You could, in that case, then it's your choice. 16 weeks standard cruise or 8 weeks to Tyok to drop off the Dustpice. And the Far Trader can dump them off in fantasy in 16 weeks.
I don't know. I don't see a real reason to speed.
Okay.
I know it's just cargo.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have anything that's time sensitive because we already got the retro piece to the world. That was the only thing that we were worried about time wise.
Right. Okay.
I say do the slow ride. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, still the speed limit.
Okay. We will pick this up next week at 7 p.m. on Wednesday night, and we will see if you guys have any any run-ins with the law on your way.
Good work, everybody.
Yes, that was pretty good. I'm impressed.
That was awesome. Yeah, super fun.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too.